Imagine a world untouched by cities, without firelight, without tools more advanced than a chipped stone. The year is not measured, the calendar does not exist. But if we place it on our timeline, we are standing 3.4 million years ago. Africa stretches wide under the burning sun, a land of danger, beauty, and constant struggle. This is the world of our ancestors before they became masters of their fate. A world where survival was dictated not by strength, but by the ability to endure, to adapt, to observe the movements of predators and find a place within nature's unforgiving balance. The plains shimmer with heat. Herds of antelope, primitive horses, and elephant-like creatures graze cautiously, always alert to danger. For hidden in the tall grasses are shadows, massive cats with saber-like teeth, packs of hyenas larger and more brutal than any alive today, and wild dogs that hunt with relentless coordination. To be an early human in this world was to exist on the lowest rung of the predator chain. We were not hunters, not yet. We were scavengers, creatures of opportunity who waited, watched, and risked everything to steal from the kills of others. Our survival depended on sharp eyes, clever minds, and the courage to approach danger when the giants of the land were momentarily distracted. Picture the scene. A saber-toothed cat brings down an antelope, its massive fangs piercing through flesh, blood staining the ground. Vultures circle overhead, waiting for scraps. Hyenas gather at the edge of the kill, snarling, waiting for a chance to rush in. And there, farther back, crouched in the shadows, a small group of humans watches. Their bodies are lean, their arms strong from climbing and carrying. Their hands clutching the first crude tools, a broken shard of stone, sharp enough to slice meat, sharp enough to open the bones and reach the marrow inside. These tools were revolutionary. Not weapons yet, but survival instruments. With them our ancestors could scavenge more than scraps. They could cut flesh from carcasses before scavengers stripped it clean. They could smash open bones to reach marrow, a rich source of fat and energy that no predator cared to claim. This was the beginning of intelligence as survival, the first steps toward a new kind of power in the animal kingdom. But life was fragile. At 3.4 million years ago, one misstep meant death. To approach a predator's kill was to gamble with life. Too soon and the cat might turn its fangs on you. Too late and the hyenas would leave nothing but bones. Timing was everything. And so, early humans developed the skill of patience. They learned to read the movements of beasts, to wait for the perfect moment, to move silently and swiftly. This was not yet hunting as we know it. It was learning, practicing, preparing. Watching predators became our school. Every move of the lion, every tactic of the hyena, every coordinated strike of wild dogs, it was a lesson. And slowly, over thousands of generations, our ancestors transformed from prey into competitors. The landscape itself was both ally and enemy. Africa at this time was shifting, forests giving way to grasslands. Trees were still there, tall acacias dotting the plains, but open spaces grew wider. Early humans had once relied on forests for protection, climbing to safety when danger approached. Now, with grasslands expanding, there was less cover. Our ancestors had to adapt to life on the ground, to move in groups, to protect each other, and to face predators with courage rather than escape. Imagine the fear and determination in their eyes. A small band of humans, perhaps 6 or 7, crouched together at dusk. The air is filled with the stench of blood, the cries of scavengers, the heavy breathing of predators in the distance. The decision must be made. Wait until the cat has eaten its fill and retreated into the shadows, or take the risk of approaching while it still guards its kill. Their leader, an elder perhaps, or the one with the keenest instinct, signals with a hand. The group creeps forward, every step measured, hearts pounding. The cat roars, its face bloody, its jaws wide. The humans freeze. For a long moment, nothing moves. Then, as the cat turns away briefly, distracted by hyenas pressing closer, the humans rush forward. They slash at the carcass with sharp stones, ripping strips of meat. 2 of them work quickly to smash open bones, scooping out the marrow. It lasts only seconds before the cat lunges again, and the humans scatter, retreating back into the grass, clutching their prize. This is how humanity survived, through courage, timing, and the ability to take risks that other animals could not. Each successful attempt brought calories, protein, and fat, fueling larger brains, sharper thinking, and stronger body. It was survival in the shadows, but it was also the first step toward dominance. This life was not easy. Every day was a gamble between hunger and death. Nights were filled with fear, as predators prowled in the darkness. Fires had not yet been mastered. The night belonged to the beasts, and humans huddled together in trees or caves, relying only on numbers for protection. Children were vulnerable. The elderly struggled, but together, survival was possible. In these moments, huddled in fear, yet daring to steal from the lords of the plains, the human story began. It was here, 3.4 million years ago, that we became something more than just prey. We became strategists, we became survivors, and slowly we began to learn what it meant to be hunters. but land trembles under the weight of life. Herds of antelope surge across the savanna, hooves striking the earth in a rhythm older than history itself. Massive elephants, their tusks long and curved, march slowly toward distant watering holes. Towering giraffes strip leaves from the highest branches, while rhinoceroses graze heavily at the edges of thickets. Predators patrol the margins, their eyes sharp, their hunger endless. And within this theater of survival, early humans, our ancient ancestors, stand small but determined. They are not the strongest, not the fastest, not even the most fearsome. Yet within them lies something the lions, leopards, and hyenas cannot see: an ability to imagine, to plan, and to work together. These early hominins are fragile alone. A single human with nothing but bare hands would stand little chance against a lioness' claws or a hyena's crushing bite. But together, when they gather as a band, when they lift stones and sharpen sticks, when they form a circle around their young and elderly, something remarkable happens. They shift the balance of power. This is the dawn of hunting tactics. At first, their strategies are simple. They watch the predators, how lions isolate a calf from its herd, how leopards wait silently in the grass. Humans begin to mirror these techniques. They learn that silence is as powerful as strength, that patience can be deadlier than speed. Moving low through the tall grass, they begin to creep toward unsuspecting prey. But hunting is not only about the chase. It is about knowing the land, reading its signs. A bent reed, a fresh print in the mud, the faint smell of dung carried by the wind, these become clues, messages from the wilderness. Humans learn to follow trails, to predict where herds will drink, to wait at riverbanks until the animals arrive. The predators watch too. Lions grow restless as humans arrive first at the carcasses. Hyenas grow wary when sharp stones crash down upon their skulls. The balance is shifting. The rulers of the savannah sense arrival, and in this world of constant struggle, fire becomes the greatest weapon of all. Not yet mastered, but already understood. When lightning sets the grass ablaze, humans watch carefully. They see how animals flee, how fire shapes the land. Slowly they begin to carry smoldering branches, protecting them with careful hands. Fire is more than warmth, it is a tool of fear. The glow of flames keeps predators back, and its smoke drives prey toward hidden hunters waiting in ambush. By 3.4 million years ago, the stage is set. Hunting is no longer a desperate chase. It is a contest of intelligence, a game of patience, cunning, and strategy. The predators remain fierce, their teeth sharp and their bodies strong, but small, fragile humans are beginning to carve their place among them. Imagine it now, the sun setting over the African plains, shadows stretching long across the ground. A band of early humans crouches low in the tall grass, their eyes fixed on a herd of grazing antelope. The wind shifts, carrying the scent of prey toward their nostrils. They grip sharpened stones, their breathing slow, their movements deliberate. The plan is set. Tonight, they will eat, and somewhere in the distance a lion raises its head, sensing competition. For the first time in history, another hunter has entered the arena. The night has fallen. A pale moon hangs low in the sky, casting faint silver light across the African plains. Shadows ripple across the tall grass as the wind whispers through the savannah. Predators stir restlessly in the dark, eyes glowing amber in the distance, bodies low to the ground, waiting for the chance to strike. But this night is different. Tonight, humans are not only prey, they are hunters. The band gathers in silence. A dozen figures crouch low, their bodies lean but strong from endless wandering. In their hands they clutch crude stoneflakes, sharpened from river rocks with patience and purpose. Some carry branches stripped clean, their tips hardened by fire. Their tools are simple, but in these tools lies a revolution. For the first time in history, flesh and instinct are joined with invention. They move together, as one. Whispered signals pass through the group, a lifted hand, a subtle tilt of the head. Words are few, but meaning is clear. They spread into position, circling the grazing herd of antelope ahead. Their plan is not strength, it is strategy. The herd shifts uneasily. Perhaps they sense the danger, perhaps the faint crunch of footsteps or the smell of smoke drifting from the hunter's branches. But before they can flee, the band acts with sudden cries. They rise from the grass, waving fire and stone. Panic erupts. The herd bolts in every direction, but not all escape. A young antelope, weaker than the rest, stumbles. That is enough. The humans close in, striking with stones, stabbing with sharpened sticks. The hunt is brutal, chaotic, and dangerous. Hooves lash out, a sharp kick narrowly missing one of the hunters. But the group does not relent. Working together, they bring the animal down. For the first time, it is not luck. It is not scavenging from the leftovers of lions or hyenas. It is victory, a kill claimed by human hands, planned and executed by human minds. The air fills with the heavy scent of blood. The band works quickly, using sharp flakes to slice open the carcass. Warm meat, rich with fat, is shared between them. Grease coats their fingers and lips as they eat with hunger that only the wilderness can create. For the children, this meal is life. For the adults, it is strength for another day. For the group as a whole, it is survival secured through intelligence. But they are not alone. In the distance, low growls echo. Hyenas have smelled the blood. Their glowing eyes appear first, then their bodies emerge from the dark, powerful jaws, hunched backs, laughter that chills the night. The humans know this danger well. Many times before, these scavengers have stolen their kills. Many times before, humans have fled. But tonight, fire burns at their side. The band rises as one, brandishing flaming branches. The crackle of flames, the hiss of sparks. Hyenas hesitate. One lunges forward, snarling, but recoils as fire is thrust toward its face. The balance shifts once more. For the first time, humans stand their ground not as frightened scavengers but as defenders of their prize. The hyenas linger at the edge of the firelight, pacing, growling, unwilling to leave. But they do not attack. The carcass remains with its hunters. This moment marks a turning point. In the endless contest of survival, humans have discovered something extraordinary. Unity is power. Alone, no human could face a predator. Together with fire, stone, and strategy, they can challenge the fiercest hunters of the savannah. Around the fire, the band feasts, smoke curls upward, blending with the stars. Stories are not yet spoken, not as we know them, but meaning is shared through gestures, grunts, and glances. They know what they have done. They know what it means. The young watch closely, learning not just how to eat, but how to survive. The memory of this hunt will guide them in hunts to come. And so, night after night, the humans refine their skills. They learn that some animals are faster, others stronger, but all can be outsmarted. They set ambushes at watering holes, drive prey toward hidden hunters, and use fire to shape the land itself. Each success brings more food, more safety, and more reason to stay together. From these hunts comes something deeper than survival. A bond is forged in blood and fire, a trust that one will protect the other, that together they can face the wilderness. This bond will grow into families, into tribes, into the first foundations of society. But for now, it begins with a simple truth. Alone, they are prey. Together, they are hunters. The embers glow long after the hunt. In the dark silence of the African night, the band of early humans gathers close to the warmth of their fire. It crackles softly, casting shifting shadows across their faces. For the first time in history, the flames do more than protect them, they unite them. Around the fire, survival is no longer just about the hunt. It becomes something more, a rhythm of cooperation, a pattern that will shape humanity for millions of years to come. Food is shared carefully, meat is passed from hand to hand, bones cracked open for marrow, fat scraped clean. This is not only a meal, it is a lesson. Every member of the group learns that together they can secure food, together they can face danger, together they can live another day. And slowly, an unspoken agreement forms. Those who hunt, those who watch the fire, those who carry the young all have their place. This is the beginning of roles within the group. The strongest may chase prey, but the observant notice tracks, the cautious watch for predators, while the skilled shapes stones into sharper tools. The elderly share knowledge, pointing out places where water flows or where fruit trees grow. Even the smallest children learn by watching, absorbing the silent language of survival. From this division of roles comes something greater still. Social bonds. A hunter cannot eat alone. A mother cannot guard her child without help. A single spark cannot keep a fire alive without hands to tend it. The group becomes more than individuals, it becomes a family bound by necessity and trust. But trust is fragile. Hunger tests it, fear strains it, and yet, time after time, the group finds strength, not in separation, but in unity. When predators approach, they raise their fire. When rival bands are seen in the distance, they cluster together, standing firm. Slowly, instinct gives way to cooperation, and cooperation lays the foundation for society. This cooperation is strengthened by something else, something invisible but powerful. Communication. Still without words as we know them, humans begin to shape sound and gesture into meaning. A sharp call warns of danger. A rhythmic grunt signals the direction of a hunt. A raised arm, a pointed stick, these are the seeds of language. And with communication comes strategy. They can plan before the hunt, signal during the chase, celebrate after the kill. The lions roar, the hyenas laugh, but humans answer with voices of their own. These voices, though crude, are a spark of the future, where language will carry stories, myths, and knowledge across generations. By 3.4 million years ago, the landscape itself begins to change under their touch. Fire is no longer something feared, but something guided. They burn patches of grass to drive animals into ambush. They leave fire-smooth clearings where predators hesitate to tread. For the first time, humans are shaping the world around them not by strength, but by intelligence. It is here, in these small victories, that culture is born. The fire becomes more than warmth. It is a center of life. Around it, the band rests, heals, and dreams. Around it they form the first rituals, perhaps gestures of thanks after a hunt, perhaps offerings of bone or ash to the flames. Though simple, these are the first steps toward spirituality, the first flickers of belief that the world holds meaning beyond survival. The predators still stalk the savannah. The dangers remain. A single misstep, a single broken bone, A single failed hunt could mean death. And yet, something unstoppable has begun. Humans, fragile and small, are no longer just another animal in the food chain. They are becoming something else entirely, a force that grows stronger with every shared meal, every planned hunt, every spark of fire carried into the night. And so, from cooperation, from communication, from the slow rise of culture, a new path emerges, a path that will not only keep them alive, but will one day lead to the first villages, the first art, the first stories told under the stars. For now it begins with firelight, with trust, and with the courage to face predators together. But this is only the beginning. The seasons shift. Rain falls heavy upon the land, flooding rivers and painting the plains green. Months later, the sun scorches the earth, drying the grasses into brittle gold. This endless cycle of abundance and scarcity becomes the rhythm of life. For early humans, it is both opportunity and threat. In times of plenty, herds gather in the thousands: zebras, gazelles, giant buffalo. Food is abundant, but so are predators. Lions stalk the shadows, crocodiles lie in wait along swollen rivers, and packs of hyenas roam the open plains. The struggle for survival sharpens with every season. It is here, in this crucible of danger, that humans adapt once more. Hunting becomes more complex. They are no longer satisfied with chasing a single weak antelope or stealing scraps from predators. Now they begin to organize hunts on a larger scale. Imagine the scene. A band of hunters spreads wide across the savannah. Some circle behind a herd, others wait hidden in tall grass ahead. With cries and waving fire, they drive the animals into natural traps, ravines, swamps, or narrow passes where escape is impossible. The herd panics, the ground shakes, and prey is trapped in a storm of dust and fear. Stones fly, spears thrust, and the kill is made. This is more than hunting. This is strategy at scale. A single human could never achieve this, but a band working together can bring down animals many times their size. Slowly, humans climb the ladder of predators. They are no longer scavengers. They are rivals to lions, hyenas, even saber-toothed cats. But with every advance comes a challenge. The predators adapt. Lions begin to attack human hunters directly. Hyenas grow bolder, circling closer even in the light of fire. Crocodiles lurk in waters where humans come to drink. The wilderness does not surrender easily, and so humans must adapt again. They craft better tools. Stone flakes become sharper, shaped with greater skill. Wooden spears are hardened further, their tips blackened in flames. Over generations, hands grow skilled at striking stone against stone, sending shards flying, each sharper than the last. These tools are not just weapons, they are symbols of human ingenuity. Yet even tools are not enough. Survival demands community. Bands begin to grow larger, merging when food is abundant, splitting when hunger drives them apart. More people mean more hunters, more watchers, more hands to carry fire. But it also means more mouths to feed, more conflicts to settle. This pressure gives rise to something extraordinary. Early forms of leadership, not yet chiefs or kings, but individuals whose experience and wisdom guide the band. Perhaps it is the hunter who knows the best places to track herds. Perhaps it is the elder who remembers the river paths from years before. Slowly, respect for knowledge becomes as important as strength. Through leadership, cooperation deepens. Through cooperation, survival becomes possible even in harsh seasons. And through survival, culture continues to grow. The band begins to remember past hunts not just through instinct, but through stories. Around the fire, gestures and sounds describe the hunt, teaching the young what worked and what failed. Memory becomes tradition. Tradition becomes knowledge, but danger is never far. Nights echo with the roars of lions, the laughter of hyenas, the thunder of storms rolling across the plains. At times, humans must abandon their kill, retreating into the shadows while predators claim the meat. At times, floods wash away entire camps. At times, disease or injury takes the strongest among them, yet still they endure. For every defeat there is another hunt, for every danger, another plan. Slowly, year by year, season by season, early humans transform from fragile survivors into masters of adaptation. By 3.4 million years ago, they are no longer simply reacting to the world around them. They are shaping it, bending it, carving out a place where once there was none. Their tactics grow sharper, their communities stronger, their fire brighter. And though they remain surrounded by predators, though the wilderness presses hard upon them, there is no denying it anymore. A new power has risen on the savannah. Not the fastest, not the strongest, but the cleverest, the one creature capable of turning weakness into strength, fear into fire, and hunger into victory. The age of the hunter has begun. The fire burns low. Its smoke drifts skyward, carrying with it the faint scent of meat and ash. Around it, the band of early humans rests, their bellies full, their bodies weary but alive. Tonight, they have survived, but survival is never the end. At dawn, the struggle will begin again. Yet something has changed. With each hunt, with each fire tended, with each danger overcome, these humans are no longer simply reacting to the wilderness, they are reshaping it. Across the plains, the signs are clear. Trails carved by migrations are now known to human memory. Watering holes are no longer random discoveries but familiar waypoints. Hunting grounds are remembered, mapped not on stone or paper, but in the minds of the band. In their footsteps lies the beginning of territory, a sense that some lands belong to them, that some spaces are safer because they know them, because they have defended them. And with this new sense of belonging comes something deeper still, resilience. For when the seasons shift, when rains fail and the grasses wither, when herds move beyond the horizon, humans adapt once more. They travel farther. They carry fire with them, smoldering branches protected in ash and bark. They spread into new lands, following the game, following the promise of survival. This is the first whisper of migration. It is slow, measured, uncertain. Each step beyond the familiar risks, predators, storms, starvation. Yet each step also holds possibility. Over generations, bands push outward, north, east, into forests, across rivers. Wherever they go, they carry the same tools, the same fire, the same unity. They bring with them the memory of how to hunt, how to fight, how to endure. The predators notice. Lions grow cautious of humans with fire. Hyenas learn that a band will not scatter easily. Even saber-toothed cats, kings of ambush, begin to find their kills stolen by smaller, weaker creatures who should not have dared to challenge them. The savannah is shifting. The balance of fear is changing. And it is not only the predators who are reshaped. The humans themselves are transformed. Their bodies adapt to the endless hunts, leaner, stronger. Their minds sharpen as every season demands new strategies. Their bonds deepen, for only together can they endure the hunger, the dangers, the migrations around the fire. Rituals grow more complex. The dead are mourned with gestures, perhaps with stones or branches placed in silent respect. Success in the hunt is celebrated with rhythm, hands striking wood, feet stomping in dust, voices rising in unison. These are the first echoes of ritual and culture, the birth of something greater than survival. By 3.4 million years ago, the pattern is set. Humans have become more than scavengers, more than prey, more than wanderers. They are hunters, planners, storytellers, and survivors. Every tool they sharpen, every fire they kindle, every plan they make carries them one step further from fragility and one step closer to mastery. And though their journey is only beginning, though millions of years still lie between these nights and the rise of villages, cities, and civilizations, the foundation is here. In the flicker of firelight, in the grip of stone and spear, in the trust between hunters who depend on one another. This is the story of how humanity began to rise, not with sudden power, not with divine strength, but with patience, unity, and the courage to face a world of predators head-on. The savannah still roars with danger, the lions still stalk, the hyenas still laugh, the storms still rage, but among it all, a fragile flame endures, a flame carried in hands that refuse to surrender. And that flame, once small and fragile, will one day ignite the path of humanity itself. This was life 3.4 million years ago, when our ancestors learned to hunt, to fight, and to endure against predators far stronger than themselves. Their courage, their fire, their unity shaped the story of humanity, and it all began here, in the deep prehistory of the Stone Age.